YouTube, got a crazy one for you today. Welcome back to my incredible little life. Dila checking in with you right now. And so, last night I was shooting a video with my cousin. We were doing a 90s theme song challenge. So if you guys want to check that out, it's right here. But the crazy part is that I finally got done editing it probably around 3 a.m. this morning. And I got in the car and I drove off and I was on my way to the highway and I realized that my cousin left his keys in my car. And so I was like, he might just need those tomorrow. So I left them in his mailbox. So I'm on the road driving back home. So we have this 94 tunnel. And before I got there, some woman was tripping, and I knew she was tripping because there was a car on the side of the road on the shoulder, and she was like trying to park behind them. And I was like, what's going on there? That doesn't make sense. And then so she slowed up and then went around the car, and she just was driving kind of wild. So I was like, let me speed up on you real quick. Let me just do that. So I sped up, and either she wanted to race me and I was going to let her win, or she didn't like the fact that I was speeding up, or whatever the case is. Either I'm getting out of Dodge, or I'm going to slow down and let you do what you're doing and then just, be behind you. She beat me, and I was like, cool. So before I seen her get in the tunnel, she basically did this, okay? So this is the best way to describe it. So she went around some cars, sped up, and then I saw her put on her brake lights in front of like 3 cars. And I was like, this is not going to be good. And I'm going to call it right now. I think there's going to be an accident. So once I enter into the tunnel, I hear swerving. But I'm hearing it above me. And I'm like, oh, okay, so it's up there. You know what I'm saying? Because there's still road on top of this tunnel. And I was like, that doesn't make sense. So if you're probably hearing swerving, it's probably in front of you. So the tunnel is a nice little curve joint. So once you go in there, you're going to be going to a curve like this kind of, right? So I get outside the tunnel. The girl done crashed. But what I'm guessing is that once she swerved in front of everybody and then stopped, she probably started speeding up again and lost control of the vehicle. So a long time ago in college, my car stopped at a red light and people got out of the car and pushed me to the other side of the street. So ever since that day, I kind of sort of have a rule. If I see something going on the side of the road and I can actually help, then I actually will go and help. And if there's not a whole bunch of people already helping already, you know what I'm saying, then I'll go help. So anybody that gets into an accident, anybody that needs help pushing, I'm getting out to push because somebody pushed for me back in the day. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of my thing. So I pulled to the side of the highway on the shoulder, parked my car. So out of the corner of my eye, I could see that she was slithering out of the vehicle while I was parking. So I run down there to go check on her or whatever, and the car is basically on its side. And the windshield's all cracked, but she doesn't seem to really have any injuries at all. So I'm like, okay, that's a good sign or whatever. So she's on the ground kind of doing this swimming motion. I don't know what she was doing, but she's completely hysterical. And she's just like, I just messed up my car. I just messed up my car. And she's crying and all this stuff. And so there's 2 older ladies. There's one Uber driver, one regular driver, and then also the Uber driver passenger or whatever. They all get out or whatever, and they're checking on her. And like I said, these are all the people that she sped past. So they basically saw the accident while I was inside the tunnel. So at this point, it's kind of overkill. There's a ton of people here, but people are just doing weird stuff. So first of all, some woman is like pushing this girl on the ground. I'm like, I don't know if you want to be pushing her. I know you don't want her to go nowhere, but I don't know what her injuries are, so you probably should not be doing that, you know? Then the Uber driver, he parked on the highway. And I'm like, dog, could you move your car? Like, let's get that one done first. Then another guy's trying to tell me the story of what happened. And he's like, yeah, she hit that corner pretty hard. She's probably going 100 miles per hour, so that's why she flipped. So while he's doing this, I'm trying to do damage control at the same time. Like, did you guys check the whole vehicle? There's nobody else in there, whatever. And then the woman lashes out, my baby's in the car, my baby. And I'm like, did we miss a baby? Like, we can't miss a baby. I would just die if we missed a baby. So at this point, we've checked the car, and now the woman is screaming and yelling, saying that I just messed up my car, and she's trying to run into the highway. Thank God there was no baby in that car. Like, thank the Lord. And so I'm still trying to do damage control, and I'm asking people, did they actually call the cops or whatever? And one of the older ladies said, yes, the cops are on their way. And they came pretty damn quick. I mean, it was 3 a.m. going on like 3:45 or whatever. So they don't got shit to do anyway. So finally, the first cop gets there. And so he parks on the highway. I'm like, what is wrong with people? Like, you're a cop. You know procedure. Don't park on the highway. That doesn't make any sense. And the reason why it doesn't make any sense is because of that tunnel. Like, once you come out of the tunnel, you don't know what you're gonna get. You don't know what you're gonna see. So if someone's on the far right of that tunnel, they can come in and just slam right into the cop. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, that doesn't make sense. So he got out checking the damage, finally grabs her up, and you know, he's trying to talk to her or whatever, and he's getting kind of upset because, you know, she's just kind of, you know, hysterical, like I've been saying. And so finally another cop shows, and then another one shows or whatever, and then at this point she's fighting the cops. And so I'm like, this ain't gonna end well. But so both cops get her, she gets put into handcuffs, and you know, at this point I'm like, I can leave. I can go home and go do whatever the hell I gotta do because this woman is safe, there's no baby, the cops got her. So that's what I did. I jumped in the whip and I drove home. But when I was in the car, I couldn't help wonder, like, what is wrong with the universe? I've been editing for 3 hours, okay? Just got done. And if my cousin doesn't leave those keys, I never see this accident. And the thing is, the universe knows I'm gonna stop. I've been a part of a whole bunch of accident rescues, like probably a good 7 to 10. And the thing is, once it happens, I just run to the danger. Like, I don't even know what's wrong with me. It doesn't make sense to me. So I was just pondering on that, trying to figure out, why did I need to be there last night? So I don't understand the point, because I feel like there's a point. Could this accident have been way worse if I didn't show up? And I'm not saying like if I didn't show up and do damage control, because hopefully somebody would have handled it. So if my presence was not around the situation, could it have turned out far worse? And I know, guys, like, I have a tendency of overthinking things, and I don't know what it is, and I'm still kind of like wondering about that because it just doesn't make sense to me. I was gonna go home with those keys, then I would have just missed this whole entire thing. I think it's just weird, it's just strange. So I'm out of here, guys. That's it. I don't know what else to say. Like, what's the purpose? I don't get it. All right, guys, I'm out. Peace.